everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adriana. If you guys are new here, please like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you guys can see every time I post a new video. Let's get into this video. Also, do not mind this. Yeah, so there's 2 days before school, and I believe I have a mountain on my head. But that's besides that. Let's get into it. So I actually been meaning to talk about these two people. Also, this is from me wiping my mascara off. So I've actually been meaning to talk about the Doherty Dozen and Izzy and Mary, or My Life with the Brothers, or anything you guys want to call them. That's what I've been wanting to talk about, but I would forget at 2 o'clock in the morning. I would remember, and guess what? I'm not filming at that time. So with our special guest, Mocha, he is blind in one eye, but he's my baby. He's also been nursing on the blanket. So let's get into it. First, we're going to start by talking about the Doherty Dozen. So a lot of you guys know the Doherty Dozen. She has a dozen kids. So it's something. But I saw a comment in her comments about how she feels bad for H and somebody, and then poor P. So she basically just used the first initial of their first letter of their initial, whatever. You guys get the point. That's what she did. So basically, I do get a view from them of why they do feel bad for the Doherty Dozen. So how I personally look at it is, there's Deshaun. Deshaun is out there living his life. He still lives with them, but he's getting to be able to do this football and starting a football career, which is great for him, and great that his parents allow him to do that and support him in that. I also do look at it as some of the kids I feel like aren't as privileged as that. Not necessarily. These kids are all very, very lucky because they have a lot of food, a lot of, everything that you would need. But I feel like Deshaun is kind of just very special in the extra attention area. So as you guys know, there's Zoe, and Zoe, she is something. So she's definitely a lot more different than the other kids, where not in like how she looks, about her color hair, nothing like that, but like in her answers. They'll ask like, oh, what do you want to be? And then she'll be like, an aquamarinist. Like, actually, that's like a pretty good job. So like a scuba diver, like, like something just like really just out of a hat type thing. So that's that. I do look at it as maybe as honestly just like some of the kids are a little bit more lucky, have a little bit more favoritism. Agree to disagree, I don't care. It's my opinion, and I have every right to have an opinion. And I do follow them. So I follow them because I personally do like to see what's going on or what new post is. And honestly, I'm following Deshaun on what his journey is for the whole football thing. So it's definitely very interesting, and that's my personal opinion on that. I can see how there's definitely some favoritism, how she's not too favoritism on this or that. Is what it is. Honestly, it's not like we can do anything about that, but I definitely do see it, and I agree to a point. She's giving them the best life that they possibly can have, I honestly think. At least that's what's shown on camera. Behind camera, we don't know. But yeah, that's my thing, and I do question it a little bit, but I'm not going to get too much into that because I don't have anything to really question too much. So the next one is Izzy and Mary, or My Life with Brothers, or something like that. Most likely end up knowing them depending on whatever you name, like whatever name you know them by, but you'll know them. So I do see a lot of comments on their comment section saying that Izzy is a big ball. She's a ball. That's rude. So I look at that, okay, and I see it as I don't know, it's hate, okay? It is. There's no other way of putting it. But the mother kind of just adds in on the hate. She doesn't ever sit there and comment back and be like, don't talk about my daughter like that. Like, don't do that. My daughter is not, whatever. Like, she doesn't comment back. So it's like all these hate comments people just see. Oh, well, you know what? I agree. And then there'll be some people will be like, oh, well, you might see one comment that says that. That one comment will have like 3 million likes. So people are just agreeing with it without even having to say nothing. So I do see that your comments, some of them are very nice, some of them are maybe you feel bad for her, some of them, or some of them are kind of just like really, really rude. Some of them I do agree with, not like the ones about her being a big ball, because like that's terrible, but like with the whole like her mother's exploiting her, with the whole like she's basically forcing herself to eat because of content, because her parents, like, whole thing, terrible, terrible, terrible. Her mom should not let her do that. I actually ended up commenting on one because people were like, oh, you know, look, she's eating all this, and I was like, she's literally most likely being forced to eat all this. Like, I guess there's some days when like she does eat, and I bet it tastes delicious, okay? She has all these different kind of things from Cane's, McDonald's, Wendy's, Chipotle, I don't know if she said Chipotle, Burger King, all these different kind of things. And I bet some days it's like, oh yeah, you know what, I'm craving McDonald's, let me get McDonald's. And you'll kind of like, oh wow, look, I have the money, I have everything, and look, I can just be able to have this huge spread of all this. But I feel like after you have McDonald's about 50 times a week, it almost looks like, you kind of just like, okay, well, I don't want it no more. I don't want it. So I do see that too. But I definitely did comment. I don't know exactly what I did say, but I did comment saying that basically, like, her mother's basically behind the camera forcing her to eat. Whether she's trying to spit out, whether whatever, we don't see what's going on behind the camera, so she might get in trouble. She might, you know, there's a whole list of things that might end up happening or might happen. Now, I can tell she's losing weight. Maybe that's just me, but I do see a couple comments saying, like, oh, you know, you're losing weight. Good job. I can tell. I can. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I can tell that she's losing weight. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not calling her anything, but she definitely has lost some weight. Like any other person does. But she's losing weight, but I feel like I want to know how. And the reason why I want to know how is because I need to get on that. Because in the videos, you will see all this food. So either she's putting it in her mouth for the camera, nom, 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 and then turns on the camera, spits it out. Great, wow, you know, I rate that at 10 out of 10 because of this or because of that, and it was just fantastic. Or she actually eats it and just hits the gym hardcore. Because even if you hit the gym hardcore, if you eat all that, you're not going to be a skinny little petite. Like, so from my calculations, from looking at her videos and like that, she's losing the right amount of weight as for what she's eating on camera. So I do think that she is losing weight. I want to know how, though, because if she's not going to the gym, which in the videos it kind of does seem like she doesn't do salads, she doesn't do gym, she doesn't do any of that type of stuff. Now that could all just be clickbait or just to be able to get, you know, people's attention to comment, and then the comment kind of, you know, you get paid for that. So I do think that if it is true what she's saying, she has to be spitting it out, because there's no way she isn't like 1,000 pounds by now. So I do see that, but I do think that the hate is honestly kind of like a forced hate more now. And I also do see that the hate is kind of just very, I don't know, very 50-50 now. But the parents, bad bad parents, okay? Because the dad isn't even in the videos. Like, you'll see the dad, maybe like you'll see him like in the corner, and you'll be like, oh look, that's the dad. By the time you figure out that that's the dad, camera's already gone. Like, he's not there no more. The mom you do see, but like the mom is very, in a way, I feel like she's camera shy. But like, I think personally she's camera shy because she knows that the comments are gonna be like, this is your fault. And I feel like if she shows her face, she's basically just like, yeah, this is what I'm doing to my kids. Like, take it as you please. That's what I take it as. And if you guys agree, please like. And if you guys agree, please comment down below if it lets you comment. If it doesn't let you comment, then just like, and let me know that you guys like it. With that being said, I am exhausted, and that's my opinion, and I'm starting to get a sore throat. So with that being said, bye.